Hey, what's going on, guys? For those of you who has been following this channel for quite a bit of time probably knows that I have created this experimental Python coding environment for you guys being able to follow some of my web scraping tutorials online just right in the browser without a need to install either Python or dependencies on your local environment. But the problem is that I'm running out of free dynos at Heroku, and let me just quickly explain what does that mean in particular. So the dynos are some sort of a containers that your apps are running within on Heroku itself. So uh, if the time of the web application being deployed at Heroku exceeds some time limit that they provide you, that they call this like dynos per hours. Well, in that case, you're gonna end up with all of your apps deployed at Heroku just getting stopped, and your users can't really access those apps anymore until the end of the month. And your Heroku is usually sending you some notifications. Well, I had some in my email, but just probably deleted them, so I won't really show you those. But just trust me, that's true. And here is the deal. So they want their clients to start paying them starting from $7 per month, and in that case they will provide 24 per 7 access, and like your apps would be alive forever. They won't be sleeping after 30 minutes inactivity and so forth and so on. But here is the deal. So sorry for such a long intro, but it's really important to understand what I'm talking here, because otherwise the further video won't really make much sense and you won't really realize why exactly to basically deploy this app on your own Heroku accounts if you want to use it. And my goal is to keep this free forever, and that's why I'm explaining things so long and so much. So please consider to listen slightly bit more. So the problem is that what EPYCO does basically, it allows you to execute Python code on the remote server, and that's the dream for the hackers with the malicious purposes. So that means that when someone wants to use Heroku for his malicious purposes, I mean, I really wonder that somebody would be able to hack Pentagon using this or something, some disaster like that. But still, quite a bit of harm can be done using this sort of app if you have appropriate skills. And the problem is that as far as Heroku would have my personal credit card number, that will mean that if a guy would hack something, then I will be responsible for that shit, because the all the ends would lead to my Heroku account, and that's why I would definitely get in trouble. So it's not, it's just a matter of time basically. So just simply in order to avoid that sort of a scenario, I'm really ready to switch to paid account to provide you guys the access to all of my apps, like scraping kung fu here. Let me just show you. Probably you've seen this site, like with the numerous web scraping tutorials, like not the tutorials really, but some I call them chambers, which are the exercises to, like, Dr. Pi is calling them challenges basically, but I don't really think so. It's just kind of something that would help you to improve your web scraping skills, like how to scrape the single element, the multiple elements, handle pagination, download images, extracting data from the HTML tables, and so forth and so on. So it's kind of for educating, for educational purposes, for learning. Also, you can chat here, like with the community members and all this stuff. So contacting me, inspecting your incoming requests. So pretty lot of nice stuff here. And another kind of separate project here is what I call the dashboard, where I keep track and activity of all of my apps I have, not only at Heroku but also here. If you just search for BMCP, like which stands for bare minimum chess program. So this is the JavaScript version. So here I can track the 18 times my bare minimum chess program in JavaScript was actually kind of invoked here. So that's another thing to consider. So as far I really want to keep this I call this CMK analytics and the scraping info. So I really want to keep this kind of sites for you guys being able to make use of them. And also one more project, the very old one I've done when I was learning Node.js and Express framework is the CodeMonkey site, which at this moment is not really that much. It's not maintained at all basically, but still it has some options, some free software here. Also, it appears in my how to make money on Fiverr video whenever I introduce the webscraper.io online service that allows you to use a Chrome extension to scrape the data from the sites that has the dynamically rendered content, like in here using this Angular 1 framework with the front end and just extracting the data without being bothered that it's not really available right within the source code. If you right click it and just view the page source, you won't really find anything useful here, just the bare where is that? Just the bare wrapper for the I don't even remember where exactly it is. The wrapper for the Angular framework wrapper basically. I don't even remember where is that basically. So doesn't matter really. So I would probably also want to keep this side as well still, even though it doesn't really make much sense, but just as a rare history of what I've been doing at the very beginning of this channel, probably a year ago, maybe less than a year, but still pretty long time ago at this moment in particular. So the EPYCO, this editor, you know, like if you didn't see this, you can just import requests and you just create a response object and saying request.get, and then you provide the URL like https google.com, and you want to say you want to extract the text out of this response, so you can just bring the response object itself, you'll get the response back, and then you can also print response.text, and then you can just import the beautiful soup and parse all the stuff. So here is the HTML text. Also, you can run code in the background, killing the process. Also, you can use Scrapy here as well. So just gonna make a regular spider using Scrapy, and even the full-blown Scrapy projects, like if you just want to say in terminal like Scrapy start project, this is also available using the so-called hack library that I created to forward the basic Linux command to this sort of an interface. So let me just demonstrate you that as well. So if I say just simply say import hack here, and I say just hack .ls and just run the code, you see the file system is available, and if you import the OS module and simply say os.system and then run the particular command, that would do the trick as well. So you can even install like new packages for Python and really lots of useful stuff here. So my goal is actually to keep this kind of app free, but I don't. In order to do this, I need to keep it away of being connected to my personal credit card number. So as far as this EPYCO app is being hosted on the free account, it's really hard to make use of it for the malicious purposes, because it slips after 30 minutes of inactivity, and it's really not the way the malicious hackers go basically, so they won't really be using this if it's within the free account. So it's absolutely safe, and me personally, see, like I'm running this app for about like from 2 to 3 months basically from this moment, I believe. So and what I want to achieve basically, and the reason of why I am actually doing this video. So I just want to show you guys how you can obtain an absolutely free copy of this application, and that would allow you just to follow basically all of my web scraping tutorials just online within the browser, but with the only reason that not from this one registered for on my account, but basically from the one that you can deploy on your own account. So I believe this is really nice and really cool, and I already asked Dr. Pyle, a very good friend of mine, so we are kind of YouTube friends with him. So and he had a trouble with the deploying of EPYCO on Heroku. So there is another reason to just in order to explain everyone in the emails of how exactly to do this. I think it's better just to make one video explaining how exactly this is about to be done. So I hope you understand the idea and the circumstances behind why am I doing this basically, and actually if you're still interested, let's actually start deploying this EPYCO experimental Python coding environment on Heroku. So I just close all the unnecessary tabs here, including this one basically, and here is how the Heroku account looks like from within. So you see like my picture here. So I've logged into my Heroku account, and here is the list of apps I have running, the list of applications I have running on Heroku basically. You just need to update this because EPYCO was already running as well. So in order to create a new app, you just need to click this new button and select the create new app. And here I will provide the app name. So remember that it has to be unique, because EPYCO like this is not available because it's already hosted on my account. But I will probably delete this as far as I'm supposed to go to the paid account, and also I'm going to provide the list, the list of links of mirrors of EPYCO on my scraping info site. So let's call this EPYCO mirror like this. So I hope, yeah, it says like it's just available. The region United States, just keep it, nothing to change here. So even if you're from Europe, just keep the United States, that's kind of it, and just click the create app here. And here by default it brings you to the deploy tab here, which is pretty nice already. So what do we need to do now? Well, if you're doing this for the very first time, you'll need to run the Heroku login command, and in order to be able to do this, you need to download and install the Heroku command line interface, which is described in details over here on this tab. So once you're done with that, you can already make use of this sort of stuff. But if you have been deploying apps to Heroku, you don't really need this Heroku login anymore. But just for clarity, I'll show you this as well. So and now basically we need to use this sort of simple commands just to create a remote Git repository, and then we'll bring the code in and deploy, and we're done basically. So now let's go to the source code. So here is the link. I will put this in the description below this video. So here by the way, I have a tutorial of how to deploy this app on pythonanywhere.com, but this is not free. This is, you need to pay $5 per month to Python Anywhere, which is weird because you can do it for free on Heroku. That's kind of it. Okay, so at that time I didn't really know that and realize that. So if I just click this clone button and go into my desktop, open the terminal, and just simply saying git clone and paste in the path here, this EPYCO source code has been downloaded. If I just I need to go to the app here. Let me just quickly see what is in here. So here are two sensitive files. Here are they. So the requirements.txt, which lists all the dependencies. So please note that Scrapy is available here. That's why You can basically use the EPYCO for creating scripts. Spiders also requests and beautiful soup and the LXML parser are available as well. The G unicorn is needed just this is the EPYCO server that is used automatically by Heroku and the Flask itself basically to run it. And also here in the proc file, this is the G unicorn specific configuration file. The first app is the file name for app.py, this one, and the second app here is the name of the app instance. So this one, this app. So I highly recommend everyone just to keep these names without changing them. So what we need to do here, we just need to grab all the files here and just press Ctrl C here. And now let's follow the steps described on Heroku itself. So Heroku login. Okay. So yeah, you need to change directory to my project. So first you need actually to create this. So I'm just creating a new folder. I call this EPYCO mirror, and I just paste all the files in like this. And now here I need to open the terminal and first use this Heroku login. So Heroku, oh my god, Heroku login, and hit enter, and this would invoke a new browser tab. So I just need press any key, okay. And okay, so here you just need to click this login button. That's kind of it. Now you can probably, yeah, you just can close this page. So now we're logged in using this Heroku login stuff here. And the next thing to consider, so we just already did change our current working directory to my project. In our case, my project is called EPYCO mirror here. So now we need to say git init and create a remote repository by copying this command basically. So I just say git init, so this creates a new empty repository in the current working directory, and now I'm just pasting this Heroku git. And again, like this is the Heroku command line interface that interacts with the git utility itself quite pretty nicely. So if we just hit enter, it already creates this remote repository. So from now on, basically, we can consider it to be just a regular, just like it happens on GitHub. So now you can just git add all, git commit changes, and push the Heroku master. And basically, you can even use the existing repository, but that's not always, that doesn't always work that great. So what left here, so first let's see the git status, basically to see the uncommitted files, so lots of them really. So now we simply say git add all. So we've just added all the files here. So if you see have a look at the git status, you see like it did create lots of new files. It just added all of those files to the repository itself. Now we say git commit and -m, and here we say let's call this initial commit. It doesn't really matter how you call this basically. And now you say simply git push Heroku master like this. Okay. So, and from now on the build process has been started. So it detects that this is the Python app. So Dr. Py, if you're really ever watching this video, you remember you asked me about regarding the build pack. So Python build pack wasn't recognized as you emailed me a couple of days ago. So if everything goes just fine, it simply detects the build pack automatically. So here it sees like this is the Python app. For some reason, okay, why I can't create app temp cache Heroku requirements txt. I'm not sure about this stuff basically. I don't even remember if I already saw that before or not, but nevertheless he installs all the bunch of the dependencies and now compressing and launching this app. Okay, verify and deploy. Okay, so, well, I believe this should work now. I'm not sure, but let's basically try it. So just copy the path here and paste the path. Oh my god, it's not that. So let's copy again and paste. What am I copying, man? Oh, no, of course, I'm sorry. I need to copy this one. I'm really sorry. And I hold my breath, and I hope to see EPYCO running here as well. And yeah, we done this. Great. So you see, like, the original EPYCO was over in here, right? This kind of name. And here is the EPYCO mirror that is being just deployed. And again, I just, let's say, import Scrapey, and from crawler process, from Scrapey to crawler, sorry, from Scrapey dot crawler, import crawler process, and now we just need to run the scraper by creating the instance of the crawler process. So I say process equals crawler process like this, then process dot crawl, and here we specify, well, probably that's great, they call it a quote spider. We'll create this just in a moment, and then simply saying process dot start, and here the spider class. So I say simply class quote spider, which would inherit from the Scrapey.spider, which is the general purpose spider in Scrapey framework. So we need to give it a name. Let's call this quotes, and then the start URLs to provide the source of links to crawl through. So here we say HTTPS, not HTTPS, it won't work, HTTP quotes.scrape.com, and what else? Parse method to, it would take the self instance as always in the response object as well. And here we can print, I don't remember exactly the selectors, so let me just try to recall my memories. Probably response.css, span, I believe this is the span of text class, I'm not sure, and we also need to extract the text out of this, and let's get all, I'm not really sure that the data extraction logic will work, because I don't see the source code of the quotes to scrape of this site, but let me just try to hold my breath and execute this. Okay, quote spider is not defined, quote spider like this, okay. Yeah, and here is the output. Well, for some reason, yeah, here it is. So here we got the list of the quotes from quotes to scrape.com. So let me just quickly show you the source I've just scraped. So we've just scraped this kind of quotes from the quotes to scrape site here. So here are they basically. So as you can see that actually Scrape is working perfectly well, and also you can run the scraper in the background. I have lots of videos describing of how exactly to do this, so just feel free to check my Scrapey tutorials playlist, which has all the necessary things, like kind of information regarding how to use EPYCO itself. Maybe I would even provide create a new playlist with only EPYCO specific videos, so to just to gather all the needed, all the decent information in one place. Well, okay guys, I hope you've enjoyed this little tutorial. I'm sorry for the very big intro in here, but I just really wanted to explain all the circumstances behind why am I doing this, so I hope you understand. And also I highly encourage you guys to create your own EPYCO mirrors and sharing the links with me, right, either in the commentaries below this video, just via emailing me. And what is in my mind right now, so I just want to create here at Scraping Kung Fu Heroku app. So here in the code now section, so for now this code now is would simply bring me to the new EPYCO instance here, right? But this won't work as far as I will go to the paid subscription. So here I would like to consider a list of mirrors that you've created. So like what is really good regarding the community that we're building here on YouTube is that actually if we have like from say even from 3 to 5 instances of EPYCO Python experimental Python coding environment, well in that case all those new guys would be actually able to follow these tutorials just right in the browser without a need to install Python dependencies on their local systems. And also I personally would be able to make these tutorials using EPYCO itself, which I did in previous. I have well, I don't say numerous, but I have some tutorials that I covered within the videos completely using EPYCO and nothing else, and that was really cool. But eventually I've stopped doing that because like the traffic started to grow, and I realized that it will collapse soon because just there won't be enough free dynos power. So that's the reason for creating this numerous mirrors. So I don't know what do you guys think, but I think that instead of actually starting selling this stuff, especially in this tough coronavirus times, it's far better just to support each other and trying to provide the free software. Like for those of you who don't know what my email is, it's freesoft.forthepeople@gmail.com. So I'm always about the free software. I believe that the freelancers should have been paid for their jobs, for diving into the client's needs and stuff like that, for providing the client-specific products. But the general purpose software should always be free. That's the Linux philosophy. That's CodeMaker-King's philosophy as well. So bearing that in mind, again, I just really ask you guys to create your own mirrors of EPYCO and bring me the links. And these links would be available here. And probably I would even create the possibility for you guys to submit your EPYCO mirrors automatically, like the text field and then just the submit button, the click, so something similar to what I've done here in the community. But instead of submitting the your posts, you would be just submitting the EPYCO mirror links like that. So as far as we get some, it would be really nice. Okay guys, so this is it for this video. I hope you have liked this and enjoyed and learned something interesting out of it. So this is it from my side. So until the next time, and take care.